their rules of engagement, the way that they handle themselves in different situations, and the way the government, the White House is looking at also integrating, different areas into the, including female soldiers.
The White House has also politicized the SEALs. I mean, first of all, they never should have announced that Bin Laden was killed by SEAL Team 6. Naming the unit angered a lot of people in the Special Forces community, and a lot of them thought this put a target on their back. And a few months after the Bin Laden raid, we had Vulture 17, which was the largest loss of life in the history of the U.S. Navy SEALs, a shoot down of a helicopter named Vulture 17. And the administration still hasn't answered serious questions about how the Taliban learned about the existence of that particular flight, how that ambush was able to occur, and so on.
So put a target on their back, but you have eyes on the target, and you talk about rules of engagement. Let them fight is what you're saying, Scott, right?
Exactly. What we're saying is you can't politicize this group in order to make it correct, if you will. They are the tip of the spear. They are out there to protect this nation's interests. And one of the stories that we go over in detail here is Benghazi and what Ty Woods and Glenn Doherty were able to accomplish there. Just two former Navy SEALs that basically saved the lives, we believe, of at least 30 to 40 State Department personnel there.
And they held off the enemy attack for more than 8 hours. I mean, two men holding off 100 people, or almost 100 people, for 8 hours is an incredible task. But without rescue, one of the things we looked at in this book and saying for the first time, the president had military options where he could have brought in rescue operations out of Sigonella, a base in Sicily, or other U.S. naval bases in Italy or nearby. Plus, there was a carrier located that was in Italy for the 9/11 celebrations. So there were a lot of military
drones
assets
in the area as well.
There were 2 drones in the area as well, according to congressional testimony.
But this is why eyes on the target. This works perfect because the way the Navy SEALs fought, these guys fought, is emblematic of what a Navy SEAL does. They will fight no matter where it is, despite the odds. And the fact that there was no help is inexcusable.
Yeah, there was a question posited by a former Secretary of State to Congress in which she said, what difference does it make? The difference was 4 lives were lost in Benghazi. We believe the lives could have been prevented to be lost totally, and there's no doubt about it. 8 hours into the fight, Ty Woods and Glenn Doherty could have been saved.
So, Richard, now that you know these guys, and you know them personally in order to do the book, what does it mean to you, do you think, and to them, knowing that Susan Rice would hop on and say no regrets about the message that got out about what she claims the intelligence director, the intelligence community gave to her?
I think if Susan Rice has no regrets, she's on very strong medication. We found in this book, and breaking this news for the first time, we found 3 intelligence reports that were circulating, including to Susan Rice's desk, in the months prior to the Benghazi attack, showing a massive al-Qaeda buildup in Libya at the time. The president was running for re-election, and that was not welcome news. But at the same time, they saw those 3 reports, including photographs of al-Qaeda rallies of hundreds of people in downtown Benghazi. At the same time they have those intelligence reports, they're turning down the security requests for additional protection for U.S. personnel in Benghazi.
You know, you work with Chris Kyle, and you see how